Hello my kobolds and creatures, and welcome to episode 7 from the Simps server. Last episode we were mostly working on our beautiful clock tower and texturing out the area that we have around here. I've even done some more off camera and done more back here, and it's starting to take shape. The only place I really need to do now is down here with the texturing. But again, that's something that can happen sort of off camera. But I do think down here is what we need to focus on. At the moment, there's no access. We need some stairs going on either side to get into our little port area. Build up the port itself. And you know what, rather than rambling, let's get that time-lapse started of us building up the port. I'm going to cue that music and get going. But music's going to stay quiet as I do a bit of rambling on top of the time lapse. So it's coming to the end of the year, and I think it's time for a bit of a review. Yeah, fumbling words. So we've been on Simps for like 6 months now, and we're on episode 7. So progress is being made on videos, and I'm getting something out about every month or every half month. And you know, I'm happy with that schedule. Solo series, I should return to that at some point, but as Simps is coming close to the end, I want to try and get as much as I can on Simps, and I think once the season's done, then I'll hop on over to solo, do some stuff on there in between the seasons. Also, solo games, Pseudo Regalia is still working on. Once that's finished, I'm moving over to Rayman, and I think we're getting progress with the whole YouTube stuff. You may have noticed as well, thumbnails have changed. Less art, more screenshots. I think people are getting the wrong impression with my ideas from the art. It's not really conveying this is a Minecraft series, you're here to watch the build and me ramble for 3 hours. So yeah, I'm going to try and change things up, shorten my titles back down, use some screenshots and throw in some text and art as merely an overlay on top of things, and I think that should get the focus across. Next year I want to really start knuckling down and kind of put this at the front of my focus, really. I've still got quite a bit of free time here and there, so I want to split that between working on my different YouTube series and working on the storyboards for my Project Fatal Error. It's a bit of an animation project that I've spoke on here and there. I'm actually quite happy. I've just finished the storyboards this morning, so I can move on to the next stage. Oh, well, not all the storyboards. The storyboard's ready to do a vertical slice, like a finished segment, but yeah, that's stuff. You know what? I've probably rambled already enough into the ports build, and rather than having you listen to that, let's turn that volume up on the music and let you just enjoy the visuals. I will never be the well, that's one port all done and dusted. I was only expecting to get like the actual wooden bit here done, but I got a little carried away putting in the stairs, building up these little just decorative houses and the wagons and the chests, and you know what? I freaking love this place. I really do. I try to be a little harsh on my building, but I've had so many of the other people from the server just pop in just to say how nice it is. I am really happy. And what I didn't show in the time lapse was this damned chimney up here on the starter house. It's like the 4th attempt now at getting it done, and I finally think I've got one that works. I showed you on these little buildings, so it's practically the same. It's just the same stone variant. You got stone bricks, cobblestone, furnaces, and at the bottom I even have some smokers, and it's just a weird combination of textures. What I really like though about this design is the smokestacks. I think every chimney should have a smokestack in it. So hiding these chimneys within those trapdoors and then capping it off. Needed to find a way that the smoke still rise, and just a separated half slab still lets the smoke out, and it really builds up so much here that it still gives the illusion that it's attached. You know, it's not, but there's still that connection. It feels right. Anyway, there's a few things in the time lapse that I probably need to explain. Retry and Foxley both popped over. Retry just to cause some havoc, and Foxley though, not just to praise the builds, they actually gave me a gift, 2 chests worth of heads. That is such a lovely gift, which is why I've started putting up some armour stands with heads on to sort of liven the place up a little. We've got Hazel over here, the server owner. Foxley gave us the heads, my head, and we have Perry because Perry keeps showing up. I want to try and get more. TJ, Cape, all the people who keep showing up, as well as everyone else that I've got in these chests that I can use. I still think I need an actual TJ head at some point. So, talking of TJ, they came over and decided they were going to give me a whole caboodle of TNT. I think I actually put that away in my main storage though, so it's out of the way. And the purpose of that is so I can go get netherite gear. Server rules though, no armour, just tools, yeah? Which makes sense. There's only so much netherite within the world, so we want to like make sure it's only on the important stuff. So I think it's going to be worth doing that maybe next episode or so, because now it's finally time, isn't it? I have been saying for several episodes now that Squeeps are going to get done. It's time to get this Mellon and pumpkin plan done. Now, there is no one on the server, and sadly, every time I'm on the server, there's just nobody here. So my original plan was to try and get some other members involved, kind of make it a group project, you know, especially with how big I want this build. I was going to try and hire some of them, give them some diamonds so they could farm some of the materials that I need. I've got the sheep farm done, but it needs babysitting so much. And even the melon farms and that above ground, it takes a lot to, you know, get the materials I need. That's the TNT that TJ gave me, but also armour. I'm actually rocking a new set of armour. Retry killed me and then was actually kind enough to give me a spare set of armour. So that was kind of nice. I came in here for something, but I think I've already forgotten. Ah, yes, I know. Perry. Many episodes ago, I think it's like episode 1 or 2, Perry gave me this book, The Quest. And I've been trying to get Squeeps all sorted. I've been trying to get people to join in on a build, but the build was never the quest. The quest was actually invent a completely new word and convince a person in the real world. Yes, it was stolen from Hermitcraft. You gotta love some Hermitcraft, haven't you? The proper OG SMP. But the new word, yes, Squeeps is made up, but you know, it's kind of obvious it wasn't gonna work. So sorry, Perry, I wasn't able to complete your quest, and with the server only having months left, I'm officially tapping out. Apologies. Now, next part of the video though, it's time to gather all the resources and just do this plan on our own. Squeeps is going to be a solo mission now, because we already have farmed up quite a bit of things. We got our pumpkin colours, we got our watermelon colours. Actually, I think I need to farm up a little bit more of that, but I'll do that off camera. I'll see you all over at Cape's base, and let's get this build started. So you know what? Let's already cue that music and get that time lapse going for you all. I hope you enjoy it. And there we have it. 2 builds done. A giant goofy pumpkin and a tiny little watermelon in the background. They're a little goofy, but you know what? I'm not too bothered by that. As a prank, I think they will work quite nicely. And realistically, I really like Cape's little home that they have here. It is a really nice lush cave, and I don't know why I jumped down, because if I want to show off Cape's base, I actually need to get up here, and it's just this lovely little house, and that is amazing. I really mean that. That is amazing. Next, you know what? I think we're ready to do an outro. Well then, my kobold and creatures, it's certainly been another episode, hasn't it? We have made our lovely little port town area down there. We've gone and finally got Squeeps all made up, and I'm pretty happy with the progress. My thoughts is now then, that if we keep on this progress, and I can work as hard as I have on the port, then I'm guessing we can do the next, well, the rest of the town maybe in 3 more episodes. Hopefully I can get that done then before the final, and I might be able to get this done at a squeeze. We can break it into the higher town, the fighting arena and the traveller's hut, and then we have low town on this side. I think that is good. Might remove the pumpkin, watermelon farm, not pumpkin, watermelon farm. Get rid of that and continue the wheat farm. You know, I'm actually, what, there's like a brown splodge. I wonder what that is about. Getting distracted. So, I'm going to have that in the background. Well, I say, well then, my kobolds and creatures, I've got to say, thanks for watching, and it's the end of an episode, which means I'm going to have to do my usual tradition of jumping. It's just a nice signifier, isn't it? See you in the next one, everyone. Goodbye.